Welcome back, everybody, to another check-in. Me, Twitch Beard. We're at episode 10. Been doing this for 10 weeks in a row, which is to me insane. Can't believe I've been doing it for that long already. Um, but it feels good. But thank you, everybody, for being here. I appreciate everybody. You guys are awesome. Today, we are going to be featuring, I would like to say, one half of Dad Beards because it is Gary and Johnny Grooms. But today, we're going to have Gary on. If you guys know him, he's been in the community for a long time. He's done various things in the community as far as companies. Always has awesome product. Really awesome guy. Figured I'd say, hey, why don't you come on, hang out with us, get to know you a little bit more. But yeah, make sure you guys give Gary an awesome welcome. What's going on, Gary?
What's up? How are you, Mr. Twitch?
All right. Surviving. Hey, best of all we can do, It is what it is.
Not sponsored, but these are tasty.
I've had those are tasty. I usually do either something new or something that I've tried and true. I really like the Red Bull, the yellow ones. Definitely not sponsored, but I wish I was because these yellow ones are amazing. But I also found the Black Rifle energy drink. Finally, went to Walmart last night and they were there. So I'm in between the Red Bull or the Black Rifle. Everybody chat. Let me know what I should crack open.
I can only drink the ones that have no fizz, so there's only two or three flavors of this one I can have.
Okay.
Yeah. Raspberry.
That has no fizz. Fit 8 is one that has no fizz. That one has no fizz at all.
It's got a tiny bit. I used to drink Fit 8 when I CrossFit a lot back in the day.
Yeah. Yeah, those are good.
Yeah.
But yeah, let them know a little about yourself. Your name, where you from, what you up to.
In the first day, what's up, E? How you doing? Santa Tom TV, my good friend. How you doing? Well, Gilu or Gary, whatever you want to call me, but Gilu's been kind of the thing that's attached in the whole social media world. I am a East Coaster, Marylander, but I would not consider me an East Coaster at heart because I am born and raised in Arizona. I lived in Arizona for 36 years before I moved out here. But we've been out here in Maryland since the end of 2016.
Right.
And that's it. I mean, I'm a husband, father, got 4 kids, work full time, half owner of Dad Beards. It's me and a good friend, Johnny Grooms. And the dynamic of that's pretty cool because he lives in New Jersey, which is about 3.5 hours, 4 hours from me. So it works because he's close enough for me to go out there. But yeah, he says, "What I got more white hair." I don't know. Just as I go, I get more white. I like it. I don't hide from the grays. I love the grays. Like I'm not scared to get the grays at all. Hey, Ray, how you doing?
I got some grays in there here and there. Yeah. Thank you, TV, for joining us. E, pipe down, E. We got Santa Tom and 30 Spray J.
You know, it's wild.
50 sprays.
I've known E for probably 4 years now, and he lives an hour and a half north of me. We've never met.
It's wild.
That's his fault, though. He's always working and busy. No, I've always been the busy one, but he's loving life. He's gonna have a new wife soon.
Yeah, his wedding is coming up. It's exciting. It's exciting. New chapter. It's always a good thing.
For sure.
I know. How's your week been, man? Mentally, how you doing this week? Like, any battles that you've had this week that you're like, oh man, I just struggling with, and what'd you do to get over those?
How long is this show? Just kidding. My week's been pretty good, man. I mean, because there's some ups and downs with everything, but work-wise, work is great. Home life is great, but just navigating the waves of some historical issues.
Yeah.
That's about it, but I attack things with a different mindset. A year or two ago, I might have lost my bananas and came out full force in defense and stuff. But now I'm a big proponent of, you know, you can only control what you can, and what I can control is myself. So I don't get super stressed over things that people choose to react or feel how they want. That's their choice. You know what I mean? So I don't get worked up over that, and which is a big difference from in the past. You know what I mean? I used to take a lot of things personal, but at the end of the day, if somebody wants to make judgment on you or anyone else based off of other person's words in half a conversation, then that's their prerogative. I mean, I can't control that. So
Yeah, no, definitely. Early this week, which is kind of crazy because I came across a quote. I'm like, it sounds so fitting for what we're, like today. Like, man, I'm having Gary on. It's crazy because, like you said, like 2 years ago, you might have acted differently, may have, gone loose cannon and just been like, you forget everybody. But the quote was, worry about your character because your character is who you are. Your reputation is what everyone thinks you are.
yeah,
And I think it's really important to really remember that, like that's just what they think. That doesn't mean that's me. What's more important is like, if I look in the mirror, do I like that person? Do I like who I am, who I'm becoming, where I'm headed? And if not, then, you find a way to change it. And I just was like, man, that's a crazy quote that I saw this week. I'm like, wow.
that's a good one. There's another one. I don't remember exactly, but it has to do with, I'm moving forward. I don't look in the rear view to see where I've been. I mean, you keep pushing forward. So, I mean, and that's all you can really do, right? So the beauty about everything in anybody's life is that any interaction that you have, it's always a two-sided interaction, right? It takes two people to have communication. So I don't know anybody who just wakes up and decides they're going to cause havoc today and ruin people's lives, right? I don't know anyone like that.
Right.
So anytime there's a conflict, there's usually two people at minimum involved in that conflict, and it's two-sided. And what I've learned, because I'm not going to say I never did this before, right? But what I learned is if someone comes to you and tells you something about this conflict, to immediately assume the other person's 100% in the wrong, I think that's a little bit ignorant because, like I said, I've never met anybody who would just wake up and cause havoc. I did. So, yeah.
I don't think that's anybody's mission in life.
No, I mean, does it exist? I'm sure there's people like that. I'm sure because I mean, the serial killers wake up looking to cause havoc, right? I'm not a serial killer, so I'm sure it happens. But are the odds of us encountering that very, very minimal? Yeah, I mean, I don't think I will ever encounter someone like that.
Yeah, like wake up. How am I gonna fuck up your day today? I mean, I wake up and I just try to be as positive as I can, because at the end of the day, like you said, I can only control, what's within my control, and that's what I need to focus on and be positive about so I can handle it.
Yeah, and that's what you can do. And the one thing, I never let anybody else's behaviors, opinions, or words dictate how I'm going to operate. And that's a new thing for me in the last year and a half. Because it wasn't always like that. I mean, like I would easily get goaded into things. So I live my life in a fashion that if I have something to say, if there's a problem, I just address it and I handle it. Like, not if I have to do it in person, whatever. I don't hide behind a keyboard or a screen or a phone or something and cause havoc behind the scenes, and then in public facing pretend like nothing happened and I'm the nice guy. I don't live like that. If I've ever had a problem, like we're gonna address it, and if it affects people around us, then they're gonna get to see that addressed. The downfall is every time I've had conflict with somebody, it's been behind the scenes they cause havoc, but in front of the scenes they're super duper nice guy and they say a different thing. So I always look like the idiot, and it took a while for me just to, you know what, I can't keep doing that. Because at the end of the day, it truly doesn't matter. You know what I mean? So I don't know where I was going with that, but
let me ask you, what was the turning point for the new improved Gary? Is what we're gonna say, right? Because you say you're about self-improvement. What
I'll be honest with you. I don't like and I know you don't mean it in an offensive way, but I don't like the new and improved, like me saying that, because I just returned to who I am. You know what I mean? Like,
There you
so it's not that it's new and improved, it's that, hey, I got my head out of my butt. You know what I mean? So, but the turning point, so as we know, like in the beard care industry, I'm one of, I don't say originators because it started before me, but I'm kind of like an OG in the beard world,
go.
at least in
Definitely.
the small batch world. And when I'm pretty competitive. Like I want to be the best at everything I do. Um, and I have a bone in my body that is, I call the jealous bones. I get jealous pretty easy, right? Um, Not so much anymore, but so in the industry, I would let relationships that I had get to me in the jealousy side if they were showing the same amount of love to somebody else in the same world, right? And you can't do that. And I got pretty, the businesses got pretty big. And of course, there's, in any world, there's going to be, competition and conflict and whatnot. And one of the things that bothered me the most, that kind of fueled my anger and my frustrations, is a lot of the products that the grooming companies, even small batch or large batch, use are supplied by labs who create them for you to purchase and make your own stuff out of it, right? So you would have a lot of similar, hypothetically, shampoo. You'd have almost identical stuff to a lot of other people. But I always got accused of being the one that copied, when it's a supplier that supplies the bases, right? That everybody's using. But I would always be the one, oh, he's copying this person, he's copying that person, regardless of how long behind the scenes I've been working on getting this done. And I would take that too personal, instead of just shrugging off like whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it bothered me because I knew the work I was putting in, and I really didn't pay that close attention to anything. When it comes to certain areas of the business, it's going to be impossible to not have something like somebody else. It's just going to happen. But I will let that get to me, and I would have friends who were like, "Hey, instead of you going publicly and being pissed off, I'm your sounding board. Talk to me, right?" So I took that, and I have close friends, and I'd be just laying on them instead of in public. And instead of them calling me on my bullshit, they just, listen and agree. And then that would get too much for them. And then that kind of ruined friendship. And so now I've surrounded myself with people that, hey, if I'm going to vent to you and I'm out of line, call me on my shit. I want that. Like, I don't want you to agree with me because you think that's what I want. So things got to a head where I was just an angry elf, man. Like, I was getting pissed off, and I was trying not to do things publicly and just keep it behind closed doors and let my anger go away. And it just got to a point where it was too much. It literally happened like in the first weekend of March of 22. I had a conversation with somebody who was a yes man as far as being a sounding board. And then they decided they got tired of it and wanted to call me on my bullshit. So then that caused problems, because instead of me looking like, okay, they're just calling me on my BS, it was, well, now you're telling me that I'm this terrible person, all this stuff. Well, why were you entertaining this the whole time and just being, agreeing with everything I said? Like, you should have been doing what should have been done in the beginning. Just call me on my BS, let me know. I would have accepted that. But when it turns at the end, you're using it all against me. Well, why were you letting me be, sound off to you? So, so I had reached out to another close friend, and I knew he was on vacation that weekend because he told me he was going to be away. And I was like, I really need to talk to you, dude. Well, he kind of refused to talk to me, but I needed someone to talk to process what was in my head, because I was going to shut down my entire business and step away. And so since I didn't have that, he basically decided he didn't want to talk. So I'm like, cool. So I said, you know what? I'm just done with all this stuff. I don't like my mental space. I don't like where it's becoming. It wasn't affecting my personal life because I kept those separate, because I have historical things that I just learned to keep certain things separate. So I said, I'm just not into this. I don't want, it's just too much. I don't like where my head's at. I don't like the conflict. So I said, you know what? March 31st, we're done. Gives me time to clear inventory and make a plan. Well, then I announced that, and then the friend who didn't want to talk comes in like, well, what the hell's going on? Why, basically upset with what I'm doing, saying I'm, losing my mind or whatever. I was like, bro, I tried talking to you. You weren't there. You were supposed to be the one person that I could talk to, and you weren't there. Preach mental health. You preach all this, but you kind of threw me to the wayside. So I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm shutting things down. I'm doing what I need to do to make sure that I get a clear head, right? So that's what I did. I shut it down, closed it all out, sold everything, got rid of all my equipment. The guy had a ton of stuff. We had a separate place for all the business stuff, and so sold it to another guy who was starting the business, and kind of I didn't sell it for what I should have. I basically gave pennies on the dollar, like, dude, just come get it. I just don't want nothing to do with it. And then I took, so that was end of March. So that next 6-8 months, I was separated from some of the elements that were frustrating me, but I was still angry. I was still upset at certain things, and I was letting that get to me. Hey, Long Island, what's up? I haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah. What's going on, bud?
And it all came to a head the end of the year. I finally was like, I had enough of this stuff. So I went out blazing bridges, man. I went out on fire, did a stream. It's like, look, this is the real deal. What's been going on. This is what this person's about. This is what this person's about. And I kind of just laid it all out because, some of the relationships I had, I knew a lot more than the public knew about things, and I just lit it up. And some of those things that were happening were part of my frustration. I really don't like it when somebody is one way, like on lives, right? And then they're different behind the scenes. And I think it deceives people. And I don't like that. I don't like the deception side. So I would just burn it up. I was throwing middle fingers up to the world. And then after that, I unplugged. I was done with the beard world, right? I had a few friends that I still talk to. And I still talk to this day. But I just separated myself from it in that whole year, which was 2024. Well, 23. Yeah, because it was the end of 23. I don't know. It's been over a year because it'd be 2 years. Yeah, it was 23 because it'd be 2 years this March that I've been closed. So I just let it go, and I worked on my friendships that I did have, and programmed my thought process, and then towards the middle of the year, so with Johnny, we did like coffee, American Caffeine Coffee Company, because I did some coffee with my other business, and Johnny really wanted to do something, so I worked with him on that, and we just didn't at the time. My head and my heart wasn't into anything like that, so kind of let it fizzle out. And then I had a few interactions. So one thing about me, and my wife gets kind of annoyed sometimes, is when we go grocery shopping, I talk to anybody. And we were in the Target one day, and there was a guy and his wife, and he had an okay beard, but had really nice dreads. And I was like, hey, man, I'll trade you my beard for your dreads because I really like this hair. And then we started talking for about 35, 40 minutes about beards and stuff. And his wife says, like, your husband's really passionate about this stuff. And she's kind of rolled, yeah, he's kind of involved with this stuff. So then after that, I was talking to Johnny. I was like, dude, like, I still really have an excitement for the industry side, just not the BS side.
Yeah.
I said, so I told him, and then I had another idea. The dad beards popped up. Because there was it was actually inspired by an alcoholic drink called Mom Water. So I was thinking like dad beards, like that's pretty cool. Like it's stuff for dads, like So,
yeah.
I reached out to Johnny and I said, hey, I know you want to do a business thing together, and I said, what do you think about this? I said, here's my idea, and I laid it out to him, and I said, but I have to do it. If we're gonna do it, I said I have to do it different. Like I don't want the manufacturer. I don't want any responsibility here. Like if you want to handle basically the lab at your place and the shipping and all that, then I can handle all the back end stuff, and I'll come up every quarter and we'll make things and it creates sense and whatnot. But if I'm going to do it, I had parameters. Like it has to be at a price point that is extremely affordable, because I think beard care got extremely pricey, right? And knowing
Yeah.
what goes into it behind the scenes, like it really doesn't need to be that pricey. But I knew we were going to battle you get what you pay for. I challenge
Yeah.
anybody to purchase our stuff and compare it to anything that's more expensive, and you will definitely see uh, you're getting a lot for what you pay for.
Oh, dude, definitely. I agree.
So,
Especially when you come with that wash, man. Oh, man,
yeah.
it's phenomenal.
So
Every morning.
yeah. So when I told Johnny, I said, look, the price points has to be the same. I want it to be like a fun-loving brand that works on building, better, helping people become better groomsmen, better, at grooming, better at being fathers, husbands, men, just all in general, and just being good. But the price point has to be there. And I said, I want no BS, no drama. We're not doing affiliates. We're not doing ambassadors. We're not none of that stuff. We're not paying people for things. I just want to do the pure side of it and be customer centric. I want to focus on those who support us and the customers and take care of them. So he decided he was down, and I was like, let's roll. So he started working on it. And I told him from the start, I'm like, look, I said, but you do have to understand one thing. We are going to have the largest hill to climb because of my history and the way I went out. So we're going to have a very large hill to climb. And his response was, he's like, if those people don't rock with us, they're not the ones we want to rock with anyway. I was like, all right. So, and he's been a great friend for years and a good partner, because he doesn't let anything like that get to him either. He don't care about all that. So, and he keeps me grounded too, because we don't really have negative conversations. So it works out. But yeah, so that's how that got started, and how, and it's really helped my mindset. And I could tell you, recently there's been some, like, I've seen some new people in the beard world. So, appreciate that. The Vina family has been wonderful to me. I love them. Linda and Mike, the mom, dad, and TV's their son. They're all adults, but yeah, they're great people. I've met some new people in the beard world and connected with them, and then all of a sudden they disappear because of what other people are saying and some rumors. I can tell you there's a pretty disgusting rumor I heard that could not be further from the truth. Had to do with lewd and inappropriate messaging to someone's wife. That never happened. It happened to someone else. I know who was doing that. It had no connection to me at all. So, but anyways, there's just people's opinions going out. So people who didn't know me then take words and then they run away. So that has been the hurdle. Like I said, a year ago, I would have jumped up and just went bananas and said, you know what, F this. But it just, hey, if you want to not like me because somebody else says not to like me, whatever, that's on you. You know what I mean? Like, it speaks more about your character than does mine, right? So, because I don't live that way. I've got friends who are friends with people who hate me, and I can care less. Like, dude, that's their friendship. And I equate that to kind of like politics, right? And I'm not going to get into politics, but, oh, I can't like you because you're a Trump fan. Oh, I can't like you because you're a Democrat. Like, that's the dumbest stuff in the world. I don't care who you vote for. You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't mean you're a bad person. I mean, I don't. So I look at it the same way. I don't. You mean, I know Twitch, you've got buddies that aren't fans of mine, and I know that. That don't affect the fact that I like you and talk to you. Like, I can care less, because as long as it doesn't affect us, I don't care.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I just wish more
said,
people would do that, right?
Yeah, and I've always said, like, and I've said, I'll say it again, I'll keep saying it. I've never had a negative interaction with you.
You know, and this is true in any aspect. And this is just in this industry, but in any aspect in life, people will always remember the few bad things you did, but will never remember all the good that you did. The thousands upon thousands of dollars that I've donated to charities and people that needed help. The thousands upon thousands of dollars of products that I gave away for people. you know, helping people when their kids are sick, helping people who had cancer. Hell, all that stuff we did we raised about 20 grand, I think, for her family. Which I met you that weekend. We came down to go see her before she passed away. You know, there was a lot of stuff that we did and we never did anything for show. We never did it for, oh, so you could like me. I could care less. I do lots of things behind the scenes people don't know about because it's for me, not for them. So, but you tell someone to F off and they'll remember that and hate you forever. But, Brooklyn was a scent of ours, but I think it was French Crush is the scent we did. Yeah. See, and I don't do any of that to get any kind of recognition other than helping others is the right thing to do. I've done that my entire life. Like my wife can attest to that. We always donate to things, help people. There's been times in our lives where we weren't able to do that, but whenever we have the ability, we always try to do that. And that, I think that's important. But people forget all that because it's easier to be focused on something somebody did you didn't like versus remember all the good that they did and evaluate, does the good outweigh the bad? And that was when I was a police officer. I looked at the same thing. I was like, okay, this person's having a bad day today and I'm going to have to arrest them. But that doesn't mean they're a terrible person. They're just having a really shitty day, you know? And I wasn't one of the few that did that. We had, of course, some cops don't think that way, but and that's one of the reasons why I got out of law enforcement. It's just it's not a fun job. I mean, it could be fun, but when you see people as a police officer, as a EMS on the ambulance, because I did both, you see people on bad days. It's never for a good reason. So it just got to be a whole lot. Like every time I had an interaction with somebody, it's because something bad was happening. So I kind of took a different career path, went back to school, you know, changed my career path. So even though I changed it to a career path that still deals with it's emergency management, but still with people when they're having a bad day, but they're not having a bad day because of something psychotic. They're having a bad day because Mother Nature decided to throw a hurricane on their front yard, you know? So it's a little bit different kind of a bad day. But yeah. So I hope I answered your question. And to throw a caveat or a little exclamation or a asterisk, in no way or shape or form am I talking bad about anybody specifically. I'm not meaning to be, if I offend anybody, that's not my intent. I'm not hating on anybody. There's nothing negative towards anyone. So please don't, if anyone's listening, please don't take it that way because that is not anywhere close to what I'm trying to do. I'm just telling my story as I'm asked and trying to make it as informational without getting too in depth to cause any more trouble because that's not what I'm trying to do.
No, I like the fact that you're honest. You know, you're open. You know, it takes a big person to wake up and be like, man, I don't like how this is turning out, and I need to change it. And then you work on that. You know, you stop. You did, you know, what you had to do to get back to that good space where you feel good. And you know, like you said, I don't care about what's going on over here. I'm just gonna focus on what I can change and what I'm doing. Yeah. And you know that's a good thing. So you know, I would say don't apologize for that, and I don't think you are.
Something many people don't know is what Beanie says right here. I had that same experience in 2010. There's on my personal life side, there's a lot of things that I really don't discuss publicly because it's private stuff. But yeah, those situations can wake you up.
Yeah, Beanie was in a dark place, and you know, he's talking to me at the time, and you know, his wife, and you know, we're all just rooting for him. Like, man, you know, don't do anything stupid, man. You know, a lot of people love you. You got your wife, you got your kids. I've never met him in person, but he's really like talk to Nick every day. Nick is one of my best friends. You know, like, man, but if you know, if you need anything, let me know. Like, I'm always here. Like, no matter what, dude, like, we'll figure something out. You know, and after that, he really just, man, he definitely changed his outlook, and then we talk every day. So, I see the progression. I'm like, heck yeah, man. He's light years away from where he was back then, and it's like, man, it's awesome. He's working on moving and saving up his money so that he can make sure his family's good when they move. Taking care of business. He's handling it.
Yeah, I
Good dude.
talked to Nick for a while. I think there was a period in time I probably didn't talk because I wasn't really involving myself and stuff. But he's always been kind to me, so I always appreciate it. And there's been I've reached out to a few people in the last few months to say, hey, I appreciate you being kind and not tossing me away. I appreciate you looking that way. And and there's some people who think, well, he's only doing this because of the new business. And man, if you really knew me, that couldn't be further from the truth. Because we could shut down Dad Beards today, and I'm not changing anything about myself. Like, it's not for the business. If it was, I'd be doing a lot more, right? So, and what I'm doing with Dad Beards is really because I wanted to get it to a point where it's self-sufficient, it's making good money, and I can hand it over to Johnny and just let it be Johnny's thing. I truly don't want it for myself. I'm not doing it for myself. But no, my change in demeanor and behavior started way before that. So it's definitely not for the business. And people could think that, and that's fine. And I understand why they would believe that. So if perception is reality, perception's a bitch, I'll tell you. Because if someone perceives something, that's reality, even if it's not. And 9 times out of 10, it's not reality. But people, that's what they want to believe. You can't change that. You just have to keep doing you. Then maybe someday they'll realize, oh, hey, this wasn't the case. And this is a long game, right? So it's going to take. I'm not expecting people to be like, oh, hey, G's the greatest. I'm not stupid. You know what I mean? It's a long battle. But it should be a long battle for those who knew me then, not for those who just met me, right? If you just met and all you have to go on are the interactions between you and I, then there should be no problem, because if I've never done you wrong, who cares what somebody else says? And it's vice versa. I've had people reach back out to me that had ditched me when that chaos was going on because of what other people were telling them, saying, hey, don't be his friend. And I've had a few people reach out and saying, hey, man, I apologize. You never did anything wrong to me. You've always been cool. I let other people's opinion influence it, so I apologize. And we talk every day. There's one guy, I don't want to name him because it's not fair, but every day, probably 15 times a day, he's messaging me when we talk. And I told him, I said, hey, I appreciate it. I said, I understand why you would have done what you did. I said, but I appreciate now that you realize, hey, base it on what we've been through, not what I went through with somebody else, because that's our issue, not our issue, right? So, or that issue is not our issue.
Yeah, definitely. No. Yeah, no, definitely answer the question. Heck yeah, man. Very, very well answered. Like I said, it's cool. And like you said, I judge off the interactions that you and I've had. We've not had a negative interaction. I'm not listening to what other people are saying. I'm just going, hey, that's over there. That's not,
Well, when it comes to mental health, because I know the mental health world is something you're big in. Is it beneficial to anyone's mental health that if you know that there was issues with somebody and some other folks, and then you see that person's, and you didn't have interactions with them, but then you see that person's doing everything they can to improve themselves, but then you kind of shit on their improvements and block them and don't interact with them, you don't think that affects their mental health? They're like, hey, I'm doing these things. We never had a bad thing together, but now because somebody else says something, you're just stepping me out and acting like I'm this evil guy and blocking and doing this. That affects people's mental health, man. And like I said, had I not have a good grip on myself, a year, 2 years ago, I would have went and tossed my bananas around the world, throwing them at people. And so I think that's a big thing. And I don't believe in preaching mental health and telling people, oh, if you ever need help, talk to me. But you're not extending that to certain people. I don't think that's beneficial. You can't be pro mental health and then step on somebody's mental health at the same time.
Right. Yeah, definitely. Li said he got out of the game himself.
Yeah, I didn't even know that. To be honest, I never really had a lot of conversations with Li. I tried to limit my interactions with other like-minded businesses because it seemed like every time I became friends with another business, then there's like, oh, you're copying this. Like, trying to focus, and that's what we do with dad beards. We focus on ourselves. We're not worried about other people. We're not, so are we going to have products that are similar to somebody else? 100%, because there's only so many places you can buy things. So
Right.
Our intent is to make sure, as long as our scents are different and we create those, we're not worried about product wise, because you know what I mean, everybody in the world is copying the very first guy who created beard oil or beard wash or soap. Like, we're all copying the originator. There's only one originator. Everybody else is a copy. Whoever
Right.
made the first cookie, after that, everybody's copying that baker and just making different variations of the same cookie, right?
Yeah.
How many vanilla cakes can you have? Just change the frosting, right? So
Heck yeah.
from what I remember, LA, I think he's in New York, Long Island. He's a pretty nice guy, from what I remember. Oh, Copper Johns. Let me tell you this. So Tyson, talk about mental health. Tyson and Logan, huge. I think he's transitioning his brand from being just grooming to actually. If I had a whole list from the start, I'd have to send myself that. And you know what's the thing? Yeah, I don't even need to have that list, because then I'm just listen. And I've never hid from the fact, and I tell all the time, I said, I know I'm an asshole, right? I'm probably one of the nicest assholes you ever meet. And being an asshole is just comes from how I was raised. Like, I was raised much differently than people I know. And yeah, just, you could be an asshole, but you don't have to me, there's a difference between being a dick and then being an asshole, right? So I was saying, so Tyson and Logan, so he's expanding his brand from just being men's grooming to actually huge in the mental health side and being better. And the one person that had every right to toss me aside and not be my friend was Tyson. The one person who actually had a conversation with me and accepted my apologies and acknowledged that people make mistakes, and some of my issues had nothing to do with Tyson, had to do with other people saying things, which, like I said before, I've been involved with that too, so I know how it feels. Tyson's a good friend. Tyson's a good man. I send him messages just randomly telling me, Tyson, I appreciate you. I love you. Keep doing what you're doing. Not to get anything back from him, just to let him know, I see you. I appreciate you. And I listen to a lot of the stuff they put out. I just don't let them know I'm listening, because I just like to absorb his messages. And he's been through some things that I've been through, so he understands. And he's just been a good guy. And his support cast, Melissa and Garrett, great people, have always been very kind to me, and they take me for me and not for what others say. And if more people could be like Tyson, I think we'd have a lot better world. I really do.
Definitely. Tyson's an awesome guy, man. He's really cool. I've talked to Tyson a few times.
Yeah. Now, I did tell him the fact that he took dad bods and beers. That's a bully move, because when he launched that, we were working on the idea of named Dad Beards. So Dad Bods was part of our original name, and I'm like, we can't add bods in there because I don't want to do anything that will conflict with Tyson's message. Even though they're two different worlds, I don't want to take away his message. So we changed it a little bit just to be friendly to what he's trying to do.
Yeah. Here's one that Beanie said right here. Firm believer that you cannot like someone, but that doesn't mean we can get along. Your relationship with someone else isn't the relationship that we have.
That's exactly what we were just saying a little bit ago. Like, like, I can tell you, half the people in the chat right now, out of the 13 here, I guarantee you, we have different political views than half the people in here. But it doesn't have nothing to do with that person or how we treat them. And I don't even care. I don't talk politics with friends and people, really. We rarely talk it at home, because my wife and I have night and day different views on a lot of things, but not everything. Now, I talk it with my mother-in-law sometimes, because I just like to get under her skin and work her up a little bit, but just because she's funny. But my brother-in-law, on the other hand, he loves to tell people, and he messes with his mom all the time. But yeah, just don't let that, because that's what people want. Division is what people crave, right? If I can have you on my side, and I think division is the dumbest thing in the world, right? So
Yeah, I definitely don't talk politics with anybody either. It doesn't ever lead to anything good in the end.
I've never had a conversation about politics where the end of it was like, hey, that was a good conversation. I've never.
Right. Someone always ends up mad or,
Yeah.
hurt.
And for the record, I'm an independent. I like the things on both sides, and I hate things on both sides. I don't. So I listen to. I like policies and their ideology, but I don't. Yeah, I don't float on one side. I listen because there's good people on both sides. It's terrible people too, but there's
So you don't have the Prius anymore now, right?
no. Do you know about that? Did I tell you that, or did you find out somewhere else?
No, your live stream the other day
Oh,
was you and the Tesla.
yeah. No, I don't know if you were getting somewhere about me not having that. There's a reason I don't have it.
No, I'm just saying,
Okay.
like, now you got that Tesla, which is,
Yeah.
you went with another, and you said it would be your last one.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll stay electric only because I'm finding out in the winter time the battery doesn't last as long because the car is just basically battering up to keep itself warm. And it's really cold here.
Yeah.
Like we've been below 20 degrees for a few days. And so, but they're great fun to drive and they're happy cars. You and
Yeah.
Twitch had it. But yeah, so I'll tell. So you brought up the Prius. I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but so let's go back to the mental health stuff again. So I had a friend who doesn't live here. He lives in another state, closer to me, but not in my state. Did the beard world, and our relationship has been hot and cold because he liked to do the same thing. He would other people would get in his ear, then he'd be anti me, and then he'd decide, okay, I'm not, and then he'd go back anti me. But then when I shut down the business and stuff and got out of that world, we kind of engaged each other and had discussions and became friends again. And well, he was going through, a surprise divorce. His wife came home and he wasn't aware of any problems. And I passionately, like, I really know these people, so I can believe what he's saying. And came home, gave him divorce papers, and he was like, "What the fuck?" He goes, he had no idea. So all of a sudden, now he's got to find a place to live. Didn't have any money to put towards it. She took the extra money they had, and his car was basically dead. The frame was rotted through because of where they live, and it was unrepairable. And he sent pictures, and he's like, "Dude, I got all these things got to deal with." So, I was kind of looking for a different car at the time, and the Prius, value-wise, we weren't going to get much for a trade-in because it was 11 years old and had well over 100,000 miles, but it still ran really good. So I talked to my wife and I was like, "Hey, I would like to just give this to him so he has a car and so he can, pick up his kids on the weekends and drive to work." And she was cool with it, so we got the titles, switched it over. She followed me up there. We drove it up to him, dropped it off. It was like a 3-hour drive. I don't know, 2-3 hour drive. Dropped it off to him. And he didn't expect it. He didn't ask for it. I just texted him one day saying, "Hey, dude, are you free next weekend?" He's like, "What's up?" I said, "This is what we're doing." I said, we're getting another car. We don't need this one, and we're not going to trade it in because we're not going to get much for it. I want to give it to you because you need a way to get around and do this stuff. So we did. And it's been working, dude. It's still holding up. It works well for him. It's getting him around, and he's, he's doing well at work. He's starting to be more social in his personal life, and he's he's no longer letting the divorce and all that stuff affect him. He's moving forward and creating the new step in his life, and I know we helped him do that. Not that that's why we did it. We did it because it was the right thing to do for a friend. And I really haven't told that story because it's not a clout chasing thing. You asked me about the damn car. So,
well, where I was going with it was, how do you like the Tesla versus the hybrid?
So we still have a hybrid. We have a Kia Niro, which is hybrid. And I like the hybrids because they run on gas. It just extends the gas mileage, right? So you can get couple hundred more, about 100 more miles for a tank. All electric is great, but you always have to make sure you're charged up. And if you wake up and you got 30% battery, well, you're not going very far until you charge up. The benefit is you can charge at home so that you can wake up decently. And where I work, we have charging stations at work I could charge.
Nice.
So it's good. I mean, cross country, I haven't taken on a big trip. Jersey's the furthest I've taken it. And I just charged about 3/4 of the way there. You stop at a supercharger, charge for half an hour, and then you're good to go.
Nice.
Yeah, Beanie, that's exactly right. And like I said, and we did this early last summer. So like, it's been a while. So obviously you haven't heard me talk about it. So it's not something I did to boast. And he doesn't tell anybody because he knows I don't want the attention for that. It's not what it was for. It was for he needed help. I was in a place to do so. It was only right that I did so.
Yeah.
And I didn't want everybody calling me asking me for a car because like, yeah, man, I can't do it. We just happened to be in the right spot at the right time, and everything fell, in our favor, in his favor. So we were able to do that. And I helped, for Christmas time, I sent him Christmas dinner on me. I sent him, I just said, you know what? I go, this is his first Christmas pretty much by himself. I said, here's Christmas dinner on me, man. I sent him some money and he didn't expect it. And it just, I felt bad because I could assume how that feels. But definitely wasn't for the reaction or wasn't for it because when I did, I even told myself, let's not talk about this publicly because I don't want people to think I'm only doing it for that.
Yeah.
But I didn't even think about talking about it till you asked me about it. I thought that's where you're going. I thought maybe you knew about it. That's why I'm like, because you know who it is, but I don't know if you talked to him or not because I don't talk to him about who he talks to.
I know who it is. When it happened, I did reach out to him, be like, hey, how are you? Checked up on him, every week or so, and you doing all right? Just making sure that he's mentally doing, trying to do something to get better and not think about it too much. Kind of go out and do stuff. Encourage him to go out and be. I think I'm gonna do this. I said, do it, man. You need to.
Yeah, he has me messages all the time when he's kind of in a funk, and we talk to him. And he was for the first time he was meeting up with a lady to have like a first date. And he's like, man, hype me up, dude. I'm in my head. I'm like, bro, you got a Prius. You're the hybrid hottie, man. Go out there and slay. And he thought that was the funniest thing. And, so he was like, thanks, man. I needed that. But
yeah, no, I just going to.
So if you see a new YouTube page, hybrid hottie, that's him.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to see your take on how you like the Prius versus that Tesla.
I like the Tez better. Yeah. It's just way different, but I love the Prius. Like the Prius was a great car, and they're not slow. They're a little peppy.
Oh yeah, I've seen some Priuses online on YouTube videos where you see them like they pull.
I got pulled over for going 120 in the Prius. Not that Prius, but a Prius. Coming back from Vegas I rented a Prius. I was going to Vegas for training when I was an officer. It was for active shooter school training, and I rented a Prius because I didn't want to take my police cruiser, and I couldn't take my personal car. My wife needed it, so the money they gave me for mileage, I just used that to rent a Prius, and I saved some money. And then coming back, I was just falling. The sun was behind me, so it was putting a glare on the digital dash. I couldn't see the speed, but I passed the state trooper, and boom, he got me. I didn't get a ticket, but I slowed down. I didn't realize how fast. I was just cruising. You don't feel like you're going 120 in those things. But,
hey, that Toyota suspension is nice.
Yeah, but hybrids are good. We still have. I think we'll always have at least one hybrid vehicle, because it's just gas mileage. It's good on gas, and they make pretty good ones these days.
Yeah, my son's got like a hybrid.
Especially in this area where it takes 2 hours to go 30 miles, hybrid's great.
Yeah, that's I filled up his tank, and he's like, I got a full tank. It's gonna last forever. I'm like, what? I'm like, lucky.
Well, and that's what I told him. I gave him. I was like, bro, $15 will last you about a month, so you're good.
So I'm like, well, that's good. At least I don't have to fill you up all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. And the newer Priuses look really good, man. And the Teslas kind of look like some of the models. I think the Model Y looks like a Prius a little bit. The updated Model 3, what we have, doesn't look like a Prius anymore, but they kind of mimic that shape a little bit. But they're really low. Teslas sit really low, and they're really aerodynamic on purpose to help increase, the mileage and stuff with the battery. But I like it. My wife's not a fan because she doesn't, the whole computer screen that pretty much controls your car. That's too much while she's driving. So, but they like the karaoke. There's like a karaoke thing, like on the screen you're driving, it plays music and has words on there. So the kids in the back, they're all singing stupid songs. And so there's some cool stuff.
That's wild. Hell yeah.
Yeah. And there's a screen in the back. They could play a little video game in the back. There's a little monitor on the back console that while you're driving, they could play. There's some video games on there.
Hell yeah. That's what's up. What's going on, Ellie?
I think I have it somewhere. We got 14 people watching. That's good.
Oh yeah.
Well, hopefully they're learning some more about me and my journey. But I mean, and if people have questions in the chat, I mean,
yeah,
unless it's personal, I'm free. I'll open it. I'll answer anything you guys want. I'm going to be on another stream tomorrow night. I was like, I have a busy weekend. And I totally spaced. I was thinking this was tonight. And I forgot, no, Twitch is in the morning. And I'm laying in bed. It's all nice and warm because it's cold as heck out here. And we have a really old, like a farm-style house. It's not the best insulated house. So when it's super cold outside, our heater can't keep up. So it's like cold in our house. And, our bed is too warm and comfy to get out of sometimes.
Yeah, we got some cold temperatures for down here, but nothing comparable.
Oh yeah, Arizona. So what's funny? A lot of people think Arizona think hot all the time, and I'm like, yeah, it's Southern AZ, which is hot. I said, but you go up to Flagstaff, like last year, they got 10 feet of snow. We got like maybe a half inch. Like we ain't getting nothing. And people are like, oh, you're moving to the East Coast. It's going to snow so much. So I'm like, where's all this snow I'm supposed to get? This year we got, close to a foot of snow. But Flagstaff gets way more snow than we do. So people when I show them pictures, they're like, no way, that's Arizona. I'm like, yeah. It's in northern Arizona, which is technically central Arizona because they call Phoenix and stuff central, but that's not central. Like Flagstaff is more central because really North Arizona is like flat. Like when you get above Flagstaff and the reservations up there is just flat. It gets really cold. In the northeast corner, I forgot which reservations up there, but they get 0 and below in the winter because there's nothing there to keep warm.
Yeah.
I'm wearing Anton today. By the way, Anton.
I went with Andy Oil and Butter today.
Oh, Andy? Anton's the citrusy one, so I'm kind of going with the citrus because it makes me feel more waked up than the cold. So I think kind of counteracting the crappy weather with let me smell some nice bright.
I'd say Anton is probably my favorite out of the ones I've got. Although Vince is really good too.
Snow Donut, yeah. Sedona can get some snow too. Sedona's great, but it's full of tourists. Like it's very busy.
Yeah, that downtown spot.
Yeah, it's a great place though. It is a key fact, and I know Sedona is the McDonald's in Sedona is the only McDonald's in the world that does not have a yellow arch. It's turquoise because Sedona has really strict sign rules, and it has to match the natural environment. So they had to go with the turquoise to match the surroundings. So it's the only one in the world that doesn't have a yellow McDonald's sign. It's funny. I didn't know that until I saw something. I'm like, wait a minute, did they? So then I had to go back, and then we went. The last time I went to Arizona, I went with some friends. So Johnny and I flew out to Arizona 2 falls ago for if you remember Andy, bearded practitioner. Yeah, he was turning 50. So Johnny and I flew out to Arizona to have a guys' weekend, celebrate his 50th birthday party, and then we took him on a road trip. We went to Sedona and Flagstaff and Prescott, and hung out for the weekend. And so then we went to Sedona. Oh, there's one in California that has a black M. I didn't know that. Well, see, I stand corrected. There's 2 locations that don't have a yellow. I didn't know there was a black one. That is dope. I would like to see that.
That's wild.
Not that I love McDonald's, but it's different, so it'd be cool to see it like.
Yeah, I don't. My kids eat way too much McDonald's, man.
Dude,
I'm
I'll
just like,
tear up a fish fillet though. Fish fillet. I don't know what it is, but the fish fillet sandwich is dope. I love it. I don't know why, because it's not the best thing in the world at all,
right?
but I love
It's
it.
better than the McRib, that's for sure.
I used to love the McRib, but now I'm just not a McRib guy. I don't know.
Don't forget you, baby.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. Overachiever, I've been the one.
Get out of here, McDonald's lover.
Yeah,
I want to make a spicy McChicken Big Mac though. I think that'd be pretty good.
Dude, did you know they make a double fish fillet? Some McDonald's you get a double one.
Oh, what?
I've had that, and it's a little bit too much, but it's good.
Heck
And
yeah.
the chicken Big Mac, that was good. I liked it.
I had one. And I liked it too.
It's basically a giant chicken nugget Big Mac sandwich, is what it is.
Yeah. That's where I was like, hey, maybe we should try it with like the spicy McChicken patties.
Oh, that, you know what? You could probably order that. Just say, hey,
yeah,
give me 2 spicy McChicken patties on the Big Mac bun with Big Mac style with sauce and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, we don't eat McDonald's very often. Usually if we're going on a trip somewhere, it's just right there. It's close, so we can grab something. And I can get, because I do carnivore, so I can get just a quarter pounder patties with a slice of cheese on it. Christmas chopped feta spaghetti meatballs with breadstick. Oh, dude. Why would you not?
He's like, thank you.
Yeah. Like, why would you not? Like, you want to give me a tray of bread? I'll take, well, I mean, not anymore, but I'll take it. There was a point, like, now I can't do it. So Chris says justice for the Arch Deluxe. Let me tell you, when I was 16, I worked for more sauce on the plate. Yeah, like, I want, don't think dirty, people, but I want that tartar sauce dripping. Like, when I take a bite, I want to go,
right.
I don't want that little squirt. And they've always put that a half slice of cheese and it's like halfway on. No, give me a full slice, squirt that sauce on there, so I make a bite and it'll, that's what I want. So when I worked at McDonald's in high school, they had the Arch Deluxe then. It was mid-90s. And I would take the Arch Deluxe, and when I was signing up for the Marine Corps, I had to drop 10 pounds. So I would take the Arch Deluxe, put a slice of cheese on it, and a big slice of tomato, and put it in the mic for a few seconds and warm it up. Like, because that Arch Deluxe bun was just different. Like, that bun was, it was a quarter pounder on a different bun. The bun is what made it.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, Ellie goes Wendy's over McDonald's or Burger King? No. I like Five Guys too, but the food. My son Kellen loves Five Guys. And they make fresh burgers. I like that. I tell you the one thing, this is where I've always said Five Guys screwed up. They go out of their way to tell you where their potatoes for the fries come from. Like, they tell you the farm and everything, but they use fake cheese and canned mushrooms. Like, if you care that much about your food and you tell me that this potato was grown in Billy Bob's farm in North Dakota or Idaho, but you can't get me some real cheese and mushrooms?
Yeah.
So I'm going to tell you, I have a love-hate relationship with Cracker Barrel. We had some controversy with our local Cracker Barrel lately about the way they treated a group of special needs kids from a school. They were doing a trip. It was part of their integration program to kind of get kids involved with, the real world and, have them do interactions. They kind of turned them away, and it was big. If you look up Cracker Barrel, Maryland, special needs, you'll find the story. So I don't know if we'll go back to this one because of that. I don't know. My wife might feel different and say, you know what, that was an isolated incident. But the chicken and dumplings, even though they're not the best in the world, that's my jam at Cracker Barrel. And plus the gift shop. My wife loves shopping the stuff. My kids like the snack stuff. They always get a drink or a candy bar. But, dude, the chicken and dumplings, I eat that for days. That's like, if I had to pick one food, like, if you're on death row and you pick your last meal, it would include chicken and dumplings. I'd have a lot of things, but chicken and dumplings would be a last meal.
Yeah, I definitely like their gift shop too. Like, it's got some cool stuff that you don't see everywhere, even some candy that you don't see somewhere.
I like that stuff. So we go in there, we look, we shop, we look at stuff while we're waiting for dinner, and then meatloaf too. I'll tell you, I'm a sucker for a good meatloaf. We had a restaurant back home in Arizona, a local one, that on Tuesdays they would do meatloaf, and for lunch we tried to go there when I worked. Gotta get the meatloaf. The best is the leftover meatloaf. Make a meatloaf sandwich.
Dude, me too. I like doing that.
Yeah, just put a slice of cheese on there, mic it up, put it on the bread, some mayonnaise. Oh, bro.
I always tell her, like, every time we make meatloaf, I'm like, the leftover, make sure there's enough for me to make a sandwich tomorrow because that's what I'm gonna have. And every time we have meatloaf, that's what I'll do the next day. Is make a sandwich.
Beanie, what restaurant for meatloaf? So it was a little place called Old Pueblo restaurant in the town I lived in. It's not well known for anything. It was just they did meatloaf. I'm a sucker for, and I don't like the meatloafs to have a lot of cracker or breadcrumb filling. I don't like. I want some. I want the meat to be like a nice juicy meat, not dry, and I want to see some onions, little peppers in there. I don't want. See, Ellie, you need to stop talking dirty to us. Meatloaf, mashed potatoes, fried onions on a biscuit. No, I was in Southern Arizona. I wasn't in Cottonwood. My favorite restaurant in Cottonwood, believe it or not, I don't know if Cottonwood still has it, Sizzler. Sizzler used to be big, but Cottonwood and Flagstaff had the last two Sizzlers in the world.
The one in Flagstaff?
Yeah, Flagstaff had two, but I think there's one now. But Cottonwood had one. I don't think Sizzler's still in Cottonwood. They might have changed it to something else. But
yeah, the only one I've been to was the one in Flagstaff.
Yeah. I remember for like $8, you can go Sizzler, get steak and all you can eat shrimp and the salad bar. For $8, of course, we were like $9, but
right.
See, bison meatloaf would be tough because bison is very, very lean. So you'd have to add some like fatty things in the bison, the moisture. Well, Flagstaff still has one of them, but Cottonwood, no, yeah, I think it's probably the last one in the state then because Sizzler kind of died out.
Well, there was one in Mesa off a country club in Southern for a while. And then it burnt, and they didn't rebuild it. And that was a few years ago. Well, more than that now, but yeah. The only two that I knew of. Now the only one I know of is the Flagstaff one.
Oh, I just got a spam text. You're eligible for $1,400 IRS tax. I'm like, no, I'm not. And the name has all these other letters. Like, come on, it's a scam thing. The IRS doesn't text you.
Nope. They send you a letter in the mail.
Yeah.
They won't email you, and they don't text you, and they don't call you.
So Beanie lives near Jerome, if I'm not mistaken. So Jerome, and I didn't know this. We went there when we took Andy for his birthday trip. Jerome has one of my favorite places. It's in the valley. Is the Cornish Pasty Company. They have one in Jerome. You got to go there, Nick. If you haven't been there, you need to go to Cornish Pasty. It's great.
Jerome is fun.
Yeah, Jerome's a cool little town. Like if you've never been. It's a good day trip, you know what I mean? Because it won't take more than a day to experience it. It's a good day trip.
So that you know where that fire station is back behind there? That little road next to it? You could take that road all the way back to Chino.
Oh, I know. So here's a lovely story. So
it's so scary though because you see the side of the road, it's like this big.
Yeah, we were trying to take Andy to the Haunted Burger, but it was a 2-hour wait. We're like, nah, let's just go up the hill to Pasty. So when I was in the military, I was stationed in California, so I would drive back to Arizona on the weekend sometimes. When my wife and I were still dating, she was in Flagstaff at NAU. So I come down, and I'm down south by like Yuma and stuff, and I'm like, I wonder if there's a short, and this was before smartphones and all the mapping stuff. You pretty much had to print out MapQuest or use a real map to get somewhere. So I look at the map, and I'm like, okay, I'm here. Flagstaff's here. Instead of going this way and up to 17, like, well, there's a shortcut. So I look, I'm like, oh, there is. Instead of a 6-hour drive, this damn thing took me about 17 hours. Finally, I ended up at Munn's Park, and I called her, hey, I'm super late. Sorry, because we didn't have a cell phone. I couldn't call her. But yeah, I ended up going through Courtside, ended up going through the mountains and coming down Jerome and stuff, going through. Man, I went through. That was not a shortcut. I'm so glad we have GPS maps on our cars now. I didn't have a cell phone. Dude, it was 1999. I didn't have a cell phone. Didn't have nothing. And I'm out in the middle of nowhere, dark as hell, because middle of the night. And I just have a map, and I don't know where I'm at. It wasn't fun. It was like things scary movies start with, man.
Right.
Yeah, Flagstaff's cool. That's where my wife went to college, and then she had family that lived there. I like Flagstaff. I like the old school part of Flagstaff, not the Walmart side. I like you go downtown in the old school. And they use a beautiful campus too.
Yeah. Yeah, we haven't been there in a few years. We went up for one dinner. It was nice. It was cool we took Oak Creek Canyon back. Just to kind of,
Oak Creek Canyon is great. I felt so one of the times I was taking my wife back to college before I went back to base. We stopped it. It was in the wintertime, and Oak Creek was kind of frozen a little bit, and I was jumping the rocks, going whoop whoop, and then I fell in, cold as hell.
Yeah,
I have a thing about me. I like to go whoop whoop on steps and rocks, and I always fall.
Yeah, it's a state park, the Slide Rock.
Yep, Slide Rock. We took the boys there. So an interesting story about Cottonwood. I know Nick lives there, and I think I've told him this. So my grandparents, that's where my dad was born and raised, was because they moved from Michigan to Cottonwood. My grandfather ran the cement plant there, and he was mayor of Cottonwood, and then him and my grandmother and another couple started the very first ambulance service in that city.
Oh wow!
Yeah, they would run ambulance calls from their house. They have the ambulance. It's more like a hearse than an ambulance, but it was like an ambulance. Yeah, and they'd get the calls to their house and they go run it. This was many, many years ago. And my dad went to Mingus High School in Cottonwood. Yeah, so we've spent a lot of time in Cottonwood growing up.
Nice. Right here, Fuddruckers. There's like one left that I know of, and it's East Mesa.
I like them because you used to be able to get a buffalo burger at Fuddruckers. It was cool because you got to create your own burger. I think it was overpriced for what it was, though.
Yeah, I think so too.
I used to call it Red Fuckers instead of Fuddruckers, but yeah, it was good, but it was overpriced, I think.
Definitely, I like the fact they had like all the toppings in the world that you could think of to put on it, which was nice. And I think that's kind of why I believe they were overpriced, because they offered like many selections of toppings.
Yeah, but they were decent. Yeah, the Mingus Marauders. My dad used to have, when he was in high school, their PE gym shorts. They were like the booty shorts, right? Really short. And he had the Marauder logo on it. And he gave them to me like, these aren't shorts. These are underwear. Like, these are tiny. This thing was not hiding anybody's secrets in high school. Like, I don't know why you're wearing that.
That's funny.
Yeah, so what else is on the agenda? You're the man of the hour, the man of the show. What are we talking about, Twitch?
Well, I know you're really big into music. What's your favorite band and why?
Oh, man. I don't have one. I have a few. So if I had my Mount Rushmore of bands that I love. So Rancid is on top of it. I'm a big Rancid fan. I love Tim Armstrong. I love Lars. Just the music resonates. Like, I just love it. Good lyrics, good stories. All their songs have a story. There's actually a band making a movie. It's not a documentary, but it's a movie based on their album, And Out Comes the Wolves. So the movie kind of follows the albums, the songs in the album. So I'm looking forward to that movie, and Tim Armstrong is involved with that. They reached out to him. Social Distortion is another big band that I really love. I got the flannels. I went to their concert last year. They came here. That was my birthday present. I'm going to go see Social D. I really like Queen. I think Freddie Mercury is probably one of the best vocalists ever. Big Nirvana, Kurt Cobain fan. Grew up on that. I remember when he died. That was terrible. Yeah, I mean, I got a lot of favorite bands, but I would say Queen, Social D, Rancid, Bad Religion is another good band. I saw them with Social D. But then, yeah, those are probably my tops. I love some country music. I like Travis Tritt's one of my favorite country artists. Randy Travis, Alan Jackson, love them. I love Snoop, man. Frankie J, appreciate it. Yeah, so the website is thedadbeards.com. If you just go to dadbeards.com, it goes to another place, which is like a company that sells, it's like a bunch of other products that aren't their own. They're not like, they don't make anything. They just resell stuff and it's super expensive. That's not us. You got to put the word "the" in front of Dad Beards.
It's linked down in the description, Frankie. So be sure to go down there.
And our pricing is great. It's $12, and you can't beat it, man. So we have new product. I'm going up to Johnny's next weekend. We have new products. We've got one product and 2 cents that we're releasing. New product with 2 cents, and then we've got 4 cents of soap coming out. So
Cool.
we'll have
Nice. Busy.
yeah. But no, I love like hip hop when it comes to rap. Snoop, a big Snoop, Dre, Easy E. I like the old school rap. I don't like this new school stuff. I can't get me. Now, I love, and people, man, you're going to throw me on a stake for this. I really like MGK. Because I think MGK as a musician, dude, he could do everything. He's doing the country stuff. He's doing punk. He's doing rock. He's doing rap. He's a great rapper. He's a great musician. And I'm starting to like Jelly Roll a little bit more. I like his stuff. Hardy. I like Hardy. Morgan Wallen. It's good stuff.
Yeah, Morgan Wallen.
I really like a lot of the old country too, the 90s and 2000s. But Snoop, man, I really love. I don't know where he's at. Oh, I've got. So you know they have Elf on the Shelf.
Yeah.
I've got Snoop on a stoop. Snoop sitting right up here on my hutch.
Nice.
Watch, I'll go get him. Hold
on. Yeah, the link to Dad Beards is down in the description for the website and the Instagram. So be sure to go follow, check out the awesome products that Dad Beards has. Really good stuff. Can't beat it for the price point, and that wash is phenomenal.
Polyamorous. I like that. I'm polyamorous. Ellie, you know what? I'm gonna make that a Dad Beard shirt. See, look, I got Snoop.
There you go. I saw that this last year.
Got the shades.
That's awesome.
He's got a Snoop necklace, gold chain. He's got a shirt too, but I don't put the shirt on him. And he just sits there in the. Yeah, he's got his braids. Every year they do a new version, so this is this year's version. And it came in a cool box. Do you remember when Bump Box, which is an Arizona brand, Bump Box had the Snoop Dogg Bump Box that had the album from Doggy Style cover on it? I have that Bump Box. I have it. Because I just really like Snoop. I think, and who would have thought growing up when Snoop first came out that Snoop would be one of the nicest dudes in the world? Like he's just a genuinely good dude. Like he stands on his beliefs, and he's just really. It's funny. Who would have thought? Oh, Snoop's a good human. Who would have thought that?
I know he started like the football team for his kids or whatever for the kids school.
He does so much for people. He's just a nice guy, and he was a judge on The Voice, or coach on The Voice. Frankie MGK, dude, I like MGK. I'm sorry. Now that he's gone sober, he's getting better, right? Like his stuff's good.
So MGK, like I know, like if everybody whoever follows like hip hop and rap, he had like the beef battle with Eminem, and after that's when he kind of switched genres. But I think that's when he kind of became his own at that point. He finally found that he could be very diverse.
Yeah, I loved his rap albums. I was bumping those when I had Chesapeake Beer Co. I was bumping that in the shop. But when he went to do like the punk and alternative stuff, I was like, hey, this dude's got some talent because these songs are pretty good.
Yeah.
And then now that song he did that sampled John Denver's Country Road song.
Yeah.
Good. I don't know a whole lot about Twista. So I like Eminem. I love Eminem, even though, see, that's another thing. Eminem's political beliefs are out there. I don't care. I still like his stuff. You know what I mean? Even though he told people, oh, you like these things, don't listen to my music. Bro, I'll go listen to you if I want to. You know what I mean? Like, I like it. But yeah, Eminem's good. You know, I took my oldest son to the NF concert a year ago. NF's pretty good. Wasn't my first choice, but he wanted to go, so I took it. But yeah, but you also go further back, like you got like the Sugar Hill Gang, you got LL Cool J, you got Grandmaster Flash. Is that right? I might have messed up, but yeah. Hell, Eazy-E, NWA. No, I was not a state trooper. No. I was a police officer for 13 years, but not a state trooper. I'm not a police officer anymore. I love Sugar Hill Gang, though. Biz Markie. Oh, baby, you. Rest in peace, friend. Yeah, I like a lot of things, dude. I like old rock, like Steve Miller Band, Stevie Nicks. Who else is there? Fleetwood Mac, Kiss,
Yep.
Journey. I really love Journey. Hard drives need to be more than the highways. I like that. So I can tell you. So I became a cop because I didn't like cops growing up and how they treated my friends. So I was trying, and I did it in my town I lived in. So I was trying to make a difference. So that's why I did it, not to be a dick. I thought I was a good cop. I got a lot of experience and did a lot of stuff in my short time. Nice. Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. Junior, we call them police explorers. It's kind of like Boy Scouts for cop world. Yeah, that's a T-shirt too. Yeah, hard drives need to be more than the highways. I like that. I'm gonna use that polyamourous for. I'm gonna make a dad beer shirt.
Heck yeah.
Maybe with a boombox. I'm gonna say I'm polyamorous. Yeah.
Heck yeah. That'd be badass.
Thank you, Ellie. Ellie's got the dad beer shirt. So the first year, every year we want a specific dad beard shirt that has a year on it. So we did the dad beards 24, make beards fun again. And this year we have, it looks like the Bazooka Joe bubblegum. It says dad beards in 25. Nice. So I need to put that on the site. I haven't done it yet.
Nice.
Did you know there was an Italian singer, I think in the 70s or 80s. He released a song basically singing it in gibberish to make it sound in English because he wanted to prove a point that Italians will love any song that sounded English or American. So the song makes zero sense. There's no actual words. It's just noises, and people love that song. It's the weirdest thing.
Maybe, hey, sounds like he started the mumble thing.
Right? I can't get behind mumble rap. I can't.
Yeah, I know Eminem kind of dissed on on a lot of mumble rappers on one of his songs. I think it was like Kamikaze.
I think Bone Thugs is probably the most mumbling I can get. Because I don't understand half of what they're saying.
You're right.
Or remember Snow, Informer? I don't know what he's saying half the time. I need Kamosi. Here comes the hot stepper. I love that. I don't think so. Archie sends me some random stuff. I've been telling you. So Adrian's been posting his food because he's doing that animal-based 30, I think it's called. I text him like, bro, this stuff looks good. Like, you're making me hungry.
He posted his breakfast the other day. I'm like, oh, dude, like I'm hungry already as is, and I don't have anything that I can do like this right now. I'm like, God.
Literally, I woke up 30 minutes before the show for breakfast. I had a Chomps jerky or Chomps meat stick without the ick and a Celsius. That's my breakfast. A sea salt beef stick and a Celsius.
Those Celsius aren't bad. I've had them before.
Yeah.
I stocked a few of those in the mini fridge at one point. Those Fit Aid are like the two, probably like I would say the most cleanest of energy drinks.
Yeah. So Celsius was called the reason why I say it helps you lose weight, it's a 0-calorie drink. So there's things called 0-calorie foods. It basically means you burn more calories burning the food than digesting it than you actually consumed. So this is 10 calories, but because what's in it, your body will burn more than 10 calories digesting this. Broccoli is the same way. Your body, it takes more energy to process that broccoli than what the broccoli has. So they're called 0-calorie foods. Yeah. Basically, you can eat them and you're not getting any caloric value from it. And that's what this is. There's only 10 calories. You're getting no caloric value because it takes 100 calories to process this. Yeah, Chomps. So Chomps are one of the few, there's another brand, but Chomps are one of the few meat sticks that are good for carnivore because there's like zero sugar and zero junk in it. Yeah. So it's one of the few they're good. And it's grass-fed. Yeah, it's good stuff.
Better than a Slim Jim, that's for sure.
Got some stickers. I got to take these with me.
Heck stickers. Yeah. That's what's up.
I'm a barbershop tobacco scent fan. Any recognition from? So we don't have a barbershop yet. Tobacco, I would say Briscoe. His name is Briscoe is the name of the scent. It's got some tobacco in it. I don't think this one does, but you'll like the vibe is Vince. So I think you'll like Briscoe, Vince, and Anton's. Anton's a super bright citrusy cologne. I think you'll like that. If you like barbershops, you'll like that. Those are the three
Yeah, I
I
would
would
say I would
recommend.
go with Anton if he's looking for barbershop.
Yeah.
That one's definitely like my favorite out of what
I
I've
wouldn't
got.
do Andy. If barbershop and tobacco scents are your favorite, Andy is opposite of that. So I wouldn't do Andy. And Jasper is a mint and a pine type of scent, so that's way opposite. But the other three scents we have, well, I think you'll find some common ground with your preferences.
Yeah, definitely with Anton. I don't know. Anton to me is
Ooh, Kid Frost. I remember that.
right there. At least Anton is fire. It is.
Look at
Definitely.
Ellie with her new picture. Ellie's made a lot of changes too. Proud of her.
He's also got a new. Well, I don't know so much new now, but she does work somewhere else now.
Yeah. I can't keep up with Ellie's jobs. She's done so many. She's always slinging meat somewhere, making cookies and steaks. And, I don't know. So I was lucky to have Ellie make me some cookies. They were, forgot they were called, but they had potato chips in them. And she sent these cookies to me, and I told her, I said, boy, Ellie, these are tasty cookies.
Heck yeah.
We all know there's not a cookie I haven't met that I didn't love. So I'm like a cookie fiend. Of course, I haven't had a cookie in a long while now, but it's not.
You don't get the Quest ones, the protein
no,
cookies?
No, I'm not a big fan. Butterscotch potato chip. There you go. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the Quest cookie.
I was looking at the. I've had the Larry ones before, but
Larry's, Lenny's, and Lenny's, or something like that. Yeah, those are good.
They're good, but like they're really big. But half of one is a serving.
Yeah,
which is like 220 calories. So if you eat the whole thing, it's like 440. I'm like,
yeah,
dude,
that's your lunch. Yeah, you eat it. That's a meal. You're not. Yeah.
I'm like, you know, after that, you're done. So I don't get those as often.
Yeah, I would concur that they're not healthy option. They're just better than the alternative.
Yeah.
Now I got Snoop sitting here staring at me. Quit mad dogging me, Snoop. Just chilling with the ruling. I sizzle my nizzle. It's funny though. When I got that, my wife goes, "Why did you order that?" I said, "It's fucking Snoop, man. Snoop on the stoop is cool."
Heck yeah.
I ordered the most random shit. My wife's always going at me. Why did you order that? You say we need to not spend money, and you order this dumb shit. I'm like, well, can't help it. It's an impulse.
That's funny. Right on. Oh man, I appreciate you coming on. Had a good time.
You got nothing else to ask me?
Anybody in the chat has some questions? Archie?
Yeah. Did we cover mental health stuff enough? I got some dusty shit.
Oh, dude, so much fucking dust over here. And my
desk
is
as bad as
like the littlest thing it shows on the desk. I have to constantly keep wiping it down.
Yeah, Archie. Yeah, you can make a. Yeah, you can take peanut butter and you add egg in there. Yeah, you can make your own peanut butter cookies that are healthier. Right, Ellie? I buy things because it makes my brain feel good. I can tell you, if ever in the world I became rich enough where I had FU money, I'd be in trouble. I buy the dumbest shit. I would need a whole house for all the dumb shit I buy. That's why the world's never giving me FU money. That's why I don't win the lottery, because it knows. So we're about medium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True?
Yeah. I keep trying to win when it's like $1 billion, but the world's like, this man does not need FU money.
Yeah, I'd probably buy some random stuff too. Then probably ask myself later why I even bought it.
I mean, I would do a whole lot of good with it, but I would buy some stupid shit, I'm sure.
I definitely would probably buy too many cars.
I think I would fall in that realm as well.
Yep. Be you and Beanie, dude.
Yeah. Be like, why do you have a giant inflatable chicken? Why the hell not? Right?
Did you see that costume this year for Halloween? This last year?
No.
It was pretty probably. It was a chicken one, or a cow, inflatable cow. It had like a little fan in it to, blow it up, and you're sitting inside of it. My son decided it'd be a good idea to fart inside the dang thing.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, and then he's trying to run away from it, and he's like, I'm stuck. It's in here. And we're just laughing. I'm like, dude, well, you got to stop so he can unzip you. The next day he woke up, he's like, I don't feel so good. But we formed in the costume.
Yeah.
He was all congested. I'm like, I was like, you're not getting pink eye, are you?
Yeah.
It was hilarious. Then I saw a video online of somebody doing that. I'm like, oh, dude, I could have filmed that and been the first one to post it.
Good question, by the way. What was Archie's question? That's it. Yeah, I've had like, why do you have 30 hot tubs in your front yard so we can all hang out? Like, I would buy stupid shit.
Oh, that was his question.
Oh, why doesn't Ellie have a wrench? I don't know. Why don't you have a wrench, Ellie?
Yeah, why doesn't Ellie have a wrench? Yeah, dude, it was hilarious. I think the reason he felt kind of sick the next morning is because he was drawing the cold air, that little fan that blows it up, and it was cold out, so it was just.
Well, that's what you do. Next time you do that in costume, you go fart by the fan and then suck it up into his costume.
Right.
I saw videos that people do that. Yeah.
I saw. I think it was a reel I sent to Beanie the other day of people just doing random farts like that, and someone farted into one of those machines that you put in for oxygen at night.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the grandma's like, "What the hell?"
Yeah. So let me ask you a question. What do you think about the TikTok ban? What's your opinions on
that? I mean, I think we all spend way too much time on social media as is. Yeah. That aside, I think a lot of people are going to lose out on a source of income that they've really developed and kind of almost depend on at this point because that's what they do full time. So that does kind of suck for them, and having to restart that if, because I've already seen reels for other like apps that are kind of like it that people are saying they can make money on. But of course, that's going to happen because it's like, oh, it's a ban. Let's create this new one, see if we can draw people to it. I mean, I get the reasoning behind it, like the whole like data and security part of it, but it does suck in the way that people are going to lose an income if it happens.
So I will tell you, I've always been, I won't say amazed, but the people who all they do is stream on TikTok and make videos, and I don't understand how you get rich off of that stuff, make a lot of money. I personally couldn't spend my whole day just making random videos and live stream. There's this one person on TikTok who's annoying as hell, who just live streams and does these battles all day. And she's like, this is my job. I was like, no, that's not a job. It's your hobby. You just having to get paid for it. Because I don't find that to be a job. Like, you're not. She's like, I'm employed by TikTok. No, you're not. TikTok don't employ you. It's not a paycheck. It's it's a commission or whatever. But when it was going away and people were flipping out, like, what? So now you have to get a real job? You just can't act like an idiot on social media anymore? So, because it wasn't, if it's not providing value and people perceive value in different ways, like, okay, the comedic relief is value. Okay. But is it really adding value to your life? And that's why I'm like, you know what? If it goes away, people were tripping and then getting pissed off and like, oh, the government sucks. To be honest with you, if it went away again, I would be fine. I wouldn't care too much. You know what
I mean, I'm on there, but I'm not on there enough to where if it goes away for real, it's not really.
Yeah, but people were losing their mind.
That's wild that they are. But yeah, I think TikTok gave an opportunity to a lot of people to become famous, and I'm just like, why did you make this? Why are people making this person famous for what?
Oh yeah,
like you said, dude on live every day just goofing off.
How many people can you watch doing the same stupid dance all day? You mean, I don't know.
And then you go on and you see people just gifting them over and over, and I'm like, dude, this guy's making money just doing that. That's ridiculous. Like,
yeah, I don't get it.
I have to actually clock in and get to my 9 to 5, and this guy's over here just dancing, being a jerk off.
The TikToks that I like there's just some so the denim just adds a chillness to it. You probably won't be able to take care. Denim smells just clean. It's weird. But yeah, it's some of the scents, it's hard to imagine what it would smell like because, like, what's denim smell like? Go smell your pants. What's it smell like? I don't know. But yeah, Anton's nice. It's a cool citrusy cologne. Like, I love it. But yeah, there's some people on TikTok that do educational stuff. I like that. Like, there's some doctors on there that do cool things.
Definitely one of the best scents out there for a citrus cologne scent.
Yeah,
hands down.
Oh, I see you got the new Bay Area back there already. I haven't ordered the new side, the old Bay Area. I have the new stuff.
Yeah, Matt's cool. He's doing a lot of different stuff this year, man. He came out the gate and just doing, supplements, hair stuff, shower stuff, like crazy. Deodorant.
So when they remember when they discontinued when their hostess was stopping Twinkies and stuff, and people went out of their mind. So we bought some boxes of stuff just in case when it went out. I'm like, I could resell this for $40 and stuff. But then a company bought it, and like, oh, I can get Twinkies again. Well, damn it, now I got to eat these.
That reminds me of the movie. What is that movie? That zombie one?
Oh, Zombieland.
Yeah, Zombieland. He's just in search of a Twinkie the entire time.
I mean, they could rep it. So that's the thing too. So beard products aren't necessarily just for beards. You can use the air. Everybody knows the oil. You can use it for skin, hair, whatever. And the beard butter is essentially one of the best body butters you'll find. Yep. So I mean, it can happen. I wouldn't mind having a female rep our stuff. But the one thing, like, there's this conception that you can't put beard butter to your skin. I've been a beard butter only guy about 90% of my time having a beard, and I rub that in. Never had a problem. I mean, of course, everybody's different. But yeah, I will never tell somebody beard butter is just for the hair. Nah, man, rub that shit in. If it works, it works. Yeah, Frankie, everything's $12. So that's what, I don't know if you were here for the early part of the story. So people will tell you, well, you get what you pay for. So they and people say that, I think, to deter you from buying the lower price products. But our goal with the company was to maintain a certain price point, which we had to make some concessions, which means we inherently couldn't do affiliates and ambassadors and offer discounts because we already worked all that into our pricing. So if you look at, so before I would sell an oil for $20, right? If I gave you an affiliate code at 10%, so now you get it for $18. Well, if my affiliate was getting 25%, so now they're getting $4 or $5. So now my product is only selling for $12 or $13 now after I give away the discount and the affiliate fee, and I have to pay other fees. So what we did was we took the concept of taking all the money that we would spend on affiliates, discounts, and sales, and said, let's just pretend we're doing all of that and just make it priced that way. So no matter what, you don't have to wait for a sale. You don't have to wait for Black. That's why we say we're Black Friday every day. You don't have to wait for holiday. You don't have to wait till we do a sale. And we're not going to do a sale every month just to move product. The price is what it is. And you'll see when we do our soap, the soap's going to be a little less expensive than most soaps only because we designed it that way. And that's why I tell people, if you're a believer that you get what you pay for, so the price means quality, buy our stuff, buy a one bottle, $12 before something with shipping, compare it to the stuff you just paid $20, $25, $30 for, and then tell me you lost value in our product. I guarantee you won't be able to, because we didn't skimp on any ingredients. We're not doing single scent fragrances. Like, we make all the scent blends. And I can tell you the cost to make our scent blends cost more than what it cost me when I was doing Alley Cat or Chesapeake. To make 16 ounces of fragrance for Anton cost me over $240 to make that fragrance for 16 ounces. So we're not cheaping out by any means. And then the wash, you'll get, what is it, 144, I forget what but it says on the bottle, you'll get basically 3-4 months out of that bottle wash if you use one pump. It only takes one pump. I mean, I use 3 or 4 sometimes if I want a lot, but you don't have to. One will work.
That's what I use every day is that wash. I haven't used any other wash unless I'm in the shower, but every morning I still wash up, so that's what I use in the morning.
But yeah, so that's what you mean. And we're like advertising, like Google and Facebook advertising. We don't have any ads right now, but yeah, we're not doing, all that extra stuff. And we understand affiliates help a brand get out there. Discounts help a brand. So we know, like I said, we created a large hill for us, and we know that, but we're sticking to our guns. And the biggest thing we have to do is convince people just because the price is low doesn't mean the quality is low. It truly doesn't.
Not at all.
And there's no knock to any other brand out there. Price what you want to price, whatever you feel you need to make money. I know what it takes to run the business. I know why you price the way you price. We put ourselves behind with intent. We know we have to double or triple the volume of sales of anybody else to have that same level of success. We know we can do it. So it's not going to change. Even if we sell 5 bottles a month, we're not changing the price.
Yeah,
our profits will go down.
Bumps per bottle.
But yeah. But yeah, that's just so hopefully check it out. Those who have tried it, they'll tell you. I mean, it's good stuff. I'm not gonna tell you it's better than anybody else's because a lot of people have good stuff. For $12, I don't think you're gonna beat it.
I definitely could say it's top tier.
Yeah, and you get a full oil, wash, and butter shipped for $40, $41. That's usually like an oil and butter somewhere. But yeah, I mean, I'm not here to promote the business. That's not what I'm trying to do. But so thanks, Frankie. If you're checking us out, I appreciate it. Everything ships from Jersey. From Johnny handles the shipping, and he doesn't ship things on the weekends because I think his post office has funny hours, so he gets it out Mondays. Good morning, son. For breakfast, he's eating a candy bar. Mr. Beast Feastables, cookies and cream.
Nice.
Yeah. See, I had a meat stick and a Celsius, and he had a candy bar. Why not?
Yeah. Good Saturday.
Right? Hey, on their birthdays, they can have cake for breakfast.
Yeah. That's what's up.
Yeah. I mean, it's got flour, eggs, water, food groups, man. That's a pancake.
There you go. Heck yeah.
Yeah, see, pancakes are cakes made in a pan. Exactly. That's why they're called pancakes. And
there you go.
Yeah. That's Peyton, my oldest at home. He's 17. He's got a little beard. It's not like this. He's got more of the chin beard. But he's young. But it's getting better looking than it was originally. So he doesn't put product in. His beard's just naturally soft. So he doesn't use product. I tell him, put a little stuff in there. But he also wears cologne, so they would clash with his cologne, I think. But
yeah, I think it's cool. A lot of companies are now offering cologne in like the scent, so you can match.
Yep, we'll have. I think by the summertime we'll have it. We're having a hard time deciding what bottles to put them in. That's it. And our colognes are gonna be priced really good too. Yeah, we're having a hard time.
Yeah, it's definitely the pricing for the cologne from a lot of companies is fairly pricey, and you don't get a lot. So it's like, oh man, like you really have to think about it. You know?
And colognes in general are not cheap, and the reason why people price the way they do is because they take a lot of time. Like when I did colognes before the Alley Cat, I think it was $25 we charged, but they have to sit for at least 6 weeks. I always did 2 to 3 months and let them, come together and it smell good. So it takes a lot of time. So, but I don't think ours would be 25. We'll probably do, and it takes a lot of fragrance. So you put more fragrances in cologne. So we'll probably price them around 20, maybe a little less, but they'd be close to that. It just depends on how big. If we do 1 ounce or we do 2 ounce or 2.5, depends. Yeah. Cologne, not colon.
There's a reel floating around that has that. People spelling cologne wrong.
Yeah. But
ridiculous.
But yeah, that's all I got. I don't know if you guys have any other questions. I got to run and go to the. So we have a farm here that has a store. You could buy their steaks and meat and stuff from, and they close at 2. So I got an hour and 20 minutes before they close. So I got to run there shortly and get some steaks.
Heck yeah.
That's eat all meat, so I get a couple steaks and it lasts me for the week.
Yeah. Nice. Well, yeah. Thanks, man. I appreciate you coming on, getting to know you a little better. Shooting the breeze, and
probably some chicken, Archie. But yeah, man, anytime. I mean, we'd always get more in depth on the mental health side if you want, or hopefully I shared enough that was beneficial for folks. I know it was more my stuff versus in general. But yeah, I think you're doing a good thing. I appreciate you letting me come on or asking me to come on.
Yeah, no, for sure. I
That was
appreciate
cool.
that.
I know I'm
time.
not the hot commodity in the world right now, so I appreciate it.
Like I said, man, I've always been cool with you. I've always had good interactions with you. And, you know, love the product that you make, and you know, I got no reason not to support you. So
Yeah, well, I appreciate
you
it.
know, but yeah, man, we'll have to do it again sometime, and you enjoy the rest of your Saturday.
You know, I had to explain to Adrian what Monteca was. You know what Monteca is?
Oh,
Monteca?
yeah, lard.
Yeah. He didn't know. He knew afterwards. I showed him a picture. I don't know if he knew it was called Monteca. I
Yeah,
tell people now we're cooking with Monteca. Yeah. Maybe he did know, and he was just entertaining me because I'm a white guy. But I don't know. From Arizona, we know what Monteca is.
can't make tamales without it.
No, you can't. I mean, you could, but I don't want to eat it.
Right? I don't know if they come out as good.
I don't know. Well, I appreciate it. Everybody who joined and watched, even those maybe who listened and didn't participate in the chat. Much love to all you guys. Appreciate it. And it's a good day, Saturday. Tomorrow, 2 football games. Go Commanders, go Bills.
There you go.
I know you're not a football guy, Twitch, so you're probably like, this guy speaking Portuguese. I don't know what he's saying.
Foreign language.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
If
So go the
everyone's
team with the W and go the team with the Buffalo.
There you go. But yeah, man, thanks, and thanks for your service, brother. Appreciate it.
No, I appreciate it. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm a veteran. You guys don't know that. I'm a veteran. Yep.
Oh, since you are, I was gonna say, any chance that you're gonna make a crayon scent? That you are a Marine.
You'll never know what we you'll never know what we come up with.
Funny.
Yeah. As you see when we posted what our unscented is gonna be, the censored.
Yeah.
I mean, we have a sense of humor here, so yeah, see, he didn't know by Monteca.
Huh.
Yeah. White cat, you know what I mean? Lard. Pig fat. It's just pig fat. That's all it is.
Yeah.
All right.
Awesome, man. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday.
Yeah, you too. Everybody in the chat.
So,
you enjoy the day as well.
Yep, everybody, thank you for joining. I appreciate each and every one of you for coming in here, hanging out. I know it's number 10. You guys are coming in here week after week, so I appreciate that. And I know we'll have Gilu on again at some point because Gilu likes talking. He's entertaining, and I'm here for it. So
you have to get Johnny on. I was gonna have him on for tomorrow's show, but he's this weekend he's out celebrating at the Jersey Shore with his wife, celebrating something. So I think it's one of their birthdays, her birthday.
Nice. For sure. Yeah, definitely. I'll reach out to him and see when he can come on and hang out and show us his cool setup. I like his little setup he's got going when he streams. Really nice. So.
Yeah, I have a set streaming setup too. I just said, I don't want to go upstairs and get everything together. I'll just do it here.
Yeah, it works.
Plus, I was half awake when you reminded me. Oh yeah, shit. Dude, when I'm sleeping, I have no concept of time, man. I'm like, and Saturdays is like my sleep. I can sleep in a little bit because Sundays I don't.
Yeah.
I try not.
Yeah, I woke up 30 minutes before the live too. I'm like, oh man, I got to put my beard together.
Yeah, I took a shower and put it together. Grabbed the meat stick and a Celsius and let's rock.
There you go.
All right. Well, thank you again, guys. I appreciate it.
All right, Gary. Catch you later.
Relax,
you have a Saturday.
All right. You too, buddy.
All right. Later. All right, everybody. So that was Gilu, one of the owners of Dad Beards. Make sure to go check out that link in the description. Be sure to go ahead and check out the Instagram. Give him a follow. If you guys aren't following him already. I have to throw the link to the YouTube as well later. Because I know they do have a YouTube channel, which they go live on. But yeah, make sure to go check out Dad Beards. Low price for phenomenal product. I'm here for it. Can't wait to see, what awesome releases they got going for 2025. Because like I said, he's got some awesome scents. Anton is by far my favorite out of the ones that I've got so far. And I've got Andy, Vince, and Anton. So definitely quality for the price point. You can't beat it. The wash is amazing. One pump, you're good to go. And said every morning, that's what I wash up with. In the shower, I got a couple different options, but every day when I wash up in the morning, it is the Dad Beards wash. I have since EDC is closed, I have since put that wash away for down the road, because if everybody knows me, they know that EDC is my all-time favorite beard wash. So I had to put away the small amount I had left in one bottle, but I do have another full bottle. But I'm hanging on to that for a rainy day. So right now it's that Dad Beards beard wash that I use every morning. And man, it smells great. It's not even scented, but it has a good scent to it. So The Pest. That movie, I haven't seen that in a long time, dude. A long time. It's been a minute. But yeah, I myself had a pretty decent week, despite being off on Monday. Still felt really long. But just like I said, getting off at 7 p.m. is just kicking my butt. But, it is what it is, at least for now. But yeah, thank you guys for joining me and G-Lou and hanging out. And like I said, continue to come in here week after week just to, hang out, talk, have some good conversation, and, just relax. Yeah, TV, you as well, brother. Have a great weekend. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Saturday. And to me, cheers to lazy Sundays, because I like to do nothing on Sundays. So that's what I'll be doing tomorrow. A lot of nothing. But yeah, catch you guys later. Peace.